Hi there, welcome back to Burnama today. Elena Abdullah and Jessie Chahal still taking you through. We've reached the exclusive interview segment today where we have a very special guest in the studio. And a lot of times we talk about current affairs, events that are going on. But today we're looking inside and we're looking at empowering ourselves further. We're talking about self-empowerment.
That's right. In the studio we have Sister Jayanti. She is of course a spiritual leader, speaker as well as author. Hello and welcome to the studio.
Hello, happy to be here.
Thank you for being in here with us. Of course, we want to talk about, something that it particularly is meant to be really simple, self-empowerment. It just means quite literally taking charge of your own life, being in your own driver's seat, having your power. But with, I guess, the rat race and how we're all rushing every day from one pillar to another, we've kind of lost that. So if you could really coin that term, or rather, put it in perspective, what is self-empowerment in this day and age?
You've actually put it very well. And the way I would put it is, yes, I need to be able to have clarity, because we get so many different messages coming to us from media, from advertising, from people, and we don't know how to discern what is useful for me and what isn't. And so first step, at least let me be able to have a filter so that information that doesn't have value for me stays out there and it doesn't clog me inside. And to have the clarity to know what is useful and retain that and keep that inside of me. And then further, it also means to be able to have the capacity to make decisions for myself. Because again, where you have too many things going on, A, you don't know how to prioritize things, and B, you don't have the clarity to be able to know which direction to take. Do I go here? Do I go there? Do I go there? And so there's a general state of confusion. And in that state of confusion, you're very open to outside influences. So somebody says, try this, somebody says, try this, and you don't know which way to turn. And so self-empowerment means to be able to have that inner stability, to be able to know where I want to go, what is my purpose, what is meaning, where do I want to get to.
And how do you establish that clarity? I think that it's so easy to say, to have clarity, but I think a lot of people struggle with that.
It's because we don't have the practice of looking inside and seeing what's going on in my own inner world. We're so focused on other people and external things that we forget that I am responsible for my own inner world. And whatever's going on inside is going to impact the world outside. Usually what happens is that we allow the outside to impact us. But it should be the other way around.
Exactly. I like this. I like this sentence here that we have: to live by choice and not by chance, and to make changes, not excuses. Because I think this is the struggle that everybody has. Everybody is aware that there are choices, but we are still being sort of like swept by the wave of chance, and we know that changes can happen, but we still make excuses that it's so hard to make that change. So how do you start?
You start by having the curiosity to go inside and see what's going on, and you start learning meditation.
Right. So what is the exercise? Does it start with meditation?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
If I'm meditating, what I'm doing is firstly just watching my own inner thoughts, and then I'm channeling my thoughts in a direction of my choice. Say, for example, there can be a dozen different directions my thoughts are going in, but very consciously I say, can I now select the thought of peace and move my thoughts in that direction? We can have a short demonstration if you want.
I'm not sure about
But we have so many questions for you. At the same time, how do I know that choice of direction is the right choice for me? Sometimes when we, look and let our thoughts take over, as you say, we go into all different directions. So how do I know that that is the right direction for me? And also, meditation can be sometimes quite difficult to just sit in silence with all the racing thoughts and 101 things going on the outside. Is it just simply sitting in peace, or is there a formula, a method, and then do you sort of escalate and progress or graduate to a higher level?
There is a method, there is a formula, and what you're doing, the purpose of meditation is not just to look at all the random thoughts that are going on and full stop, or to say, I want no thoughts. That's next to impossible. The purpose is to be able to go back inside myself and connect to the inner core values, the goodness, the truth, the joy, the purity and peace that every human being has, that we've forgotten about. And so the choices is a secondary thing. But first, can I connect to that which is truly my own inner treasure?
And as I mentioned earlier, we always have conversations or questions coming in from the studio. But one of the questions is, I think that there's the term looking for purpose, looking for what's inside. Are we searching, or are we identifying or connecting with something that's already existing? So I think that's sort of the question.
Very good question. And so what I'm doing is, I know that I've been created in the image of the Creator, and so I carry those qualities of goodness within myself. I know that they're there, but I've forgotten about them. And so coming back to my spiritual identity of the inner being, rather than the physical identity connected with gender and age and nationality and all those other things. So I come back to that inner identity of who I am, spirit, soul.
But there's a struggle for those who have negativity, and when they connect inside, they think that they're just full of, you know, a lot of those emotions that they struggle to overcome to even see what's the original form that you're talking about.
Right. There's all the waves that come on top of the ocean. So yes, there is that upheaval.
All the foam. Yes,
But
that's
what
right.
I need to do is just hold that thought. I want to go deeper and deeper inside. And as I go deeply inside myself, I come to that sacred space where there is peace. And once I've touched that, then the door opens to love, to truth, to purity, to joy, and it's not difficult. I think the impression that people have is that because we're so busy, we have so many thoughts, we can't meditate. But what we're doing is channeling the energy of the mind, not just move around at random like a wild horse, but putting some reins on the horse so that then we can channel that in the right direction. And then you first get in touch with those original qualities that you know you have. You begin to experience them. And then you start practicing using them in your day-to-day life.
Yeah, like what you have said, and also what you're saying, sister, what I think also is sometimes we don't have enough self-love to really feel worthy enough, or that do I really have those qualities? I mean, it's you know, it's a relief to hear you say that every human being has that sacred space of goodness inside.
That's right.
It's just how far we reach in and pull that out. But where do we go with self-love and developing better self-confidence as well? As I feel that a lot of people, myself included, struggle with that on a daily basis.
And in the long run, which is the end objective, to empower yourself, because I think a lot of things are very external. We wait for external input, external prompts, external
Gratification,
triggers,
yeah.
in order for us to do anything. And there's such a lack of true certainty of your own ability or your own confidence to determine that this is the path. That's why you ask, is this the right path for you to go?
How do I know?
Because you can't draw from the inner strength that well.
So all these are the things that most
we sound like
people
jumpy
have.
jelly beans, and Sister Jayanti's just like, calm down, ladies.